today we're doing a recipe for stir-fry bean thread noodles, also known as vermicelli. So it could be made of different kind of flour. So this is a simple vermicelli stir-fry. We're going to put some bacon. We're going to use frozen vegetables because during this crisis period I didn't get a chance to go out and buy vegetables. So I used whatever I have in the fridge. So it's still going to be a pretty good noodle stir-fry. So let's get started. So this is the vermicelli noodles made with rice, so rice and water. So this is a sturdy vermicelli. It's a thin noodle, but very sturdy. So you boil in the water for about 8 minutes before you stir fry. So this vermicelli is the bean thread vermicelli made with mung beans. So these are the mung beans. They're really small green colored beans. So these are more fine noodles. So these vermicelli you only need to soak in water. So vermicelli, in terms of comparison to Italian cooking, Italian know their thin noodles as angel hair pasta. So this is the Asian form of thin noodles called vermicelli. We're doing a bean thread noodle stir fry. So these are the bean thread noodles I soaked in water for about an hour. So this is the package in case you want to look for the package. It's a vermicelli. It's also known as bean thread noodles. So we need some bacon for the bean thread stir fry. So I'm going to take the bacon from the roast pork here that was left over, because I want to stay home as much as I can during this isolation period. I'm just going to use the frozen vegetables in this package. So I have these onions I'm going to use for the bean thread noodle stir fry. We're using the onions because I bought a big bag of onions, 50 pounds of onions for $7.98. So I'm doing a lot of recipes with onions. I got the wok going at high heat. I put about 3 or 4 tablespoons of cooking oil in there. I have peanut oil. You can use other kind of cooking oil like corn oil. So this is during the crisis period, so I don't go out and buy groceries unless I have to. So I decided just to use whatever I have in the kitchen here. For this kind of dish, it's good to have a bit of oil because it'll make the noodles real tasty, because the oil will wrap the noodles up. Look at the onion. Just going to give that a quick sear. I also have 2 tablespoons of chopped ginger, about half a dozen whole cloves of garlic. I usually don't chop up my garlic. Sometimes I do. I just like to kind of smash up my garlic. So I'm just going to let that sear. So this is 300 grams of noodles. I'm going to stir fry it. So I'm just going to add a bit of salt there. So this is the natural sea salt, so just put a bit in there. I'm going to put some light soy sauce. So this is the regular soy sauce they call it sometimes. Put a tablespoon or 2. And I also like to darken the noodles, so I'm going to add a little bit of this dark soy sauce. This particular dark soy sauce, Kimlin, is really good for taste. It doesn't really make things that much darker, but it's still called dark soy sauce. It probably has some kind of molasses or something in there, but it's still a pretty salty sauce. So I also like, of course, to put my favorite sauce, the oyster flavor sauce. So this is it right here. And you can always order some of the supplies that I use in my Chinese cooking guide at the bottom of this video in the description section. So a lot of times you can't get it at your local supermarket. You can check out the Amazon site where I list my products. Well, the Amazon products, I just list it as things that I use for cooking and other accessories. So this is frozen vegetables I have for Asian stir fry. So That's going to be on a recipe for Asian vegetable stir fry using frozen vegetables. So I'll just put a few of these in here, just to give the noodles a nice color. So just put a little more oil there if you need, just to shine up the noodles. I like to use these long chopsticks, for 2 feet long. So I use these when the noodles are kind of sticky together. I'm going to turn down the heat right now. Just going to make sure the noodles are nice and mixed together with the soy sauce and other sauces and ingredients. So this will really help. This is a long pair of chopsticks. You can use regular chopsticks too if you like, but regular chopsticks are short, so you might burn yourself. So if you get a chance, buy a pair of long chopsticks, just for situations like this where you need to separate noodles or separate different ingredients. So this really helps. So now I'm going to serve the noodles. So make sure you get the veggies on top, so for color. So there you have it, Asian style vermicelli stir fry with bacon and frozen vegetables. Enjoy. The recipes you get now is what I call stay at home recipes. This is what I have in my fridge. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. Put it in the comments in the section below. And be sure to give me a like, and be sure to subscribe, and make sure you click the bell so I can keep giving you more videos.